It's been a while since I've had an actual Comparo video here in my channel, so it's quite fitting that we are featuring fraternal twins in this video. Friends, the updated 2025 Geely Coolray Sport and its European sibling, the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo. Let's do this. Back in 2019, the Geely Coolray knocked the socks off the competition. Handsome good looks, tech and power, and a sub 1 million Philippine peso price, well back then, made it a darling amongst car buyers. But that was 5 years ago. Now, even if we have the updated 2025 Geely Coolray Sport here, it still has to compete against a ton of new contenders, including this, the Lynk Co 06. Now, some would say that the Lynk Co 06 is the better sibling since this is the premium Euro counterpart of the Geely Coolray. But the only way to find out if that statement is true is via a Reagan's Rides Comparo, and so here we are. Now, which of these two crossovers is right for you? But before we find out, special thanks to Geely Marilao and Lynk Co Bulacan for the privilege to feature both of these vehicles in this Comparo. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell.
Turn up. Let's go.
Now what we have here are the two top spec trims, the Geely Coolray Sport and the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo. Now the Coolray Sport has an introductory price of 1,299,000 Philippine pesos, while the top spec 06 Hyper Halo retails for 1,598,000 Philippine pesos. Now dudes, it's really a no-brainer since the Coolray Sport is 300,000 pesos more affordable than the 06 Hyper Halo. So this crossover, my friends, takes 5 points in the price category, while the 06 can only do 3 points. It is important to note, however, that the 06 also has a base trim called the Hyper Core Plus, which has a net cash price that is 1,299,000 Philippine pesos, making it similar to the Coolray Sport. But dudes, that's not the variant that we have in this Comparo.
Turn up. Let's go.
The new Geely Coolray Sport continues to bank on its sporty design with a more aggressive front grille and front bumper, plus these matrix full LED headlight units. We also have those blacked out 18-inch Tomahawk alloy wheels and a really aggressive rear spoiler or rear wing and those yummy quad exhaust pipes. Now, the design of the new Coolray is really more of an evolution from the old Coolray's look, which has aged pretty well. The Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo has a distinctive European design going on here with its Aurora Borealis LED DRLs and its LED headlight units found here in the middle part of the front fascia. Now, we also have 18-inch alloy wheels here in a two-tone design, but the actual design of the wheels kind of look the same as the Tomahawk design that's found in the Geely Coolray Sport. Now, we only have dual exhaust pipes at the back, but when you look at this front fascia, yes, we have design cues here that kind of call to mind the same design cues that can be found in a certain German performance SUV. Now, we all know that looks can be subjective, but since I have the mic and I'm the presenter for this video, well, it's my opinion that you're going to hear. Now, since I prefer my crossovers to look a little bit more sporty, then I'm giving 5 points to the Geely Coolray Sport, while I'm giving 4 points to the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo in the looks category.
Turn up. Let's go.
The updated Geely Coolray Sport has received a major redesign when it comes to its interior and cabin materials. Now we still get the same sporty two-tone leather seats here as before, although we only have power adjustments for the driver's side. The front passenger still gets manual adjustments, and we still have this sporty looking leather wrap steering wheel. Now we have a bunch of soft touch materials and some stitched leather found in the high traffic areas, although I did notice that we now get some really glossy piano black finishes in the shifter area, which will surely attract a lot of dust and fingerprints. Now we also have a panoramic sunroof there, and just like before, the fit and finish of this Coolray's cabin is well sorted out. It's nice and tight, although it still doesn't feel as premium as, let's say, the other pricier crossovers out there. But because of its well sorted look, well, the Coolray Sport's interior takes 4 points in the cabin materials category. The Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo also gets these leather-wrapped seats, but we now have power adjustments for the driver and the front passenger. And if you check out the seat design, well, we have a one-piece sport bucket seat design here that looks more premium. It looks much better than the seats found in the Geely Coolray Sport. Now, you won't see it in this video, but when you touch the leather that they use in the Lynk Co 06 seats, I can tell you that this is several levels better than the leather that's used in the Coolray Sport. And you could also feel the cushion, the padding that they use here. It feels much thicker and more substantial. Now, of course, we also have a leather-wrapped steering wheel here, and when you look around the cabin, you see that we have a good bunch of soft-touch materials in the high-traffic areas, and I'm happy to see that we have minimal piano black finishes in the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo's cabin. Of course, we also have a panoramic sunroof there, and when it comes to the fit and finish, well, this, my friends, is really tight, and it really looks more like it belongs to a premium European crossovers cabin, which it actually is, because Lynk Co is a European brand. So because of the quality of the materials used here inside, well, I'm giving 5 points to the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo when it comes to the interior category.
Turn it up. Let's go.
Now, the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo may be the more expensive crossover in this COMPARO, but we are getting a lot more when it comes to the tech and safety features of this vehicle. Now, we get the same size screens as the one found in the Geely Coolray Sport, although we have a different configuration here in the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo. We have a 10.25-inch instrument panel there and a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which currently has a 360-degree view camera image and Bluetooth connectivity. However, I confirmed with Lynk Co Philippines that come November 2024, all Lynk Co units shall receive Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as an update even if you bought your vehicle before November 2024. So that, my friends, is a big plus for me. It's a huge plus. Now, when it comes to the safety features, well, this Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo gets the full suite of advanced driver assist aids as you are now seeing on your screen. So because we have the full suite of active safety there, and we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto incoming as confirmed by Lynk Co Philippines, well, I am giving 5 points to the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo when it comes to its tech and safety. The new Geely Coolray Sport gets the same size screens as the one found in the Lynk Co 06 Hyper Halo. That means that we have a 10.25-inch instrument panel there and a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system that comes with the image of a 360-degree view camera with transparent mode and Apple CarPlay only. You see, the Coolray Sport still doesn't get Android Auto, which is a little bit of a bummer for me being an Android user. Now, as for the safety bits, well, as you're seeing on your screen, we only have these passive safety features here. The Coolray Sport does not get advanced driver assist aids, being the more affordable subcompact crossover in this COMPARO. Now, since we don't get active safety here, which is really a big deal nowadays, and we also don't have Android Auto, which is a big deal for me, well then, this Geely Coolray Sport can only do 3 points in the tech and safety category.
Turn it up. Let's go.
The Lynk Co. 06 Hyper Halo gets the full set of amenities here in the back seat. We have a pair of rear AC vents there, a pair of USB Type-A charge ports, and the center armrest that also comes with a pair of cup holders. The luggage space, however, is a bit on the small side. Now, while we have a power liftgate here, as you can see, the higher floorboard of this cargo area means that the Lynk Co. 06 Hyper Halo can only do 280 liters of cargo capacity, which is markedly lower than the one found in the Coolray Sport. However, 280 liters means that we can still fit a large piece of luggage here. But because it has a smaller overall capacity, then the Lynk Co. 06 Hyper Halo can only do 4 points in the space category. The Geely Coolray Sport also gets the complete set of amenities here in the back seat. We have 2 rear AC vents here, we have a solo USB Type-A charge port, and we also have a center armrest that is hidden in these covers. Here at the back, we get a power liftgate, and when you pop it open, you get a larger 330 liters of cargo capacity. That means that we can fit a large piece of luggage here without any problems, and you can also put smaller items beside it. So because of the larger cargo capacity for the Geely Coolray Sport, it takes 5 points in the space category.
Turn up. Let's go.
Now, since we don't have a demo unit of the new Geely Coolray Sport at the time that I made this video, well, we'll just have to rely on the specs for the performance category. Now, what we have here is a brand new engine. This, my friends, is a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine that now puts out 174 horsepower and 290 Newton meters of torque. Now, that horsepower figure is slightly lower than the previous Coolray's engine, which puts out 177 horsepower, but maximum torque is now up by 40 Newton meters to 290 Newton meters of torque. And we all know that when it comes to real-world driving, maximum torque plays a bigger role than maximum horsepower. Now, we still get a 7-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission here that has been updated from before, although we will need to have an actual driving review video in order to find out how that transmission behaves. Now, as for the suspension bits, well, we still have the same suspension as before. We have a MacPherson front suspension and a rear torsion beam for the back. So, because Geely didn't update the suspension bits here, I was kind of hoping that they'd update that. So we still have a torsion beam, and we have slightly less horsepower here than the 06. Well, I am giving 4 points to the Geely Coolray Sport when it comes to the performance category. The Lynk Co. 06 Hyper Halo may have the same engine here as the one found in the Geely Coolray Sport, but we do get more horsepower here. You see, this 1.5-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine puts out 181 PS and 290 Newton meters of torque, which is the same torque figure that can be found in the Geely Coolray Sport. Now, we also have a 7-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission here that sends power to the front wheel, similar to the Geely Coolray. However, guys, when we go to the suspension bits, well, that's where the Lynk Co. 06 takes a leg up. You see, while we had the same MacPherson front suspension here, we now have an independent multi-link rear suspension for the Lynk Co. 06, so that should translate to better handling capabilities and also better overall ride comfort. Now, it's also important to note that the base trim Lynk Co. 06 HyperCore Plus has the same engine, transmission, and suspension bits as this top-spec model, and that, my friends, is priced at the same level as the Geely Coolray Sport. So, because we have slightly more horsepower here and a better rear suspension, well, I'm inclined to give the Lynk Co. 06 Hyper Halo 5 points in the performance category.
Turn up. Let's go.
Alright, at the end of the day, both the Coolray and the Lynk Co. 06 scored an equal 26 points in my COMPARO. The Geely Coolray Sport still appeals to the young and sporty set since it has sporty good looks despite being down by a bit on power. The Lynk Co 06, on the other hand, would appeal to those who prefer a more premium cabin and the full suite of ADAS and a more Euro-looking ride. Of course, this top trim Hyper Halo also carries a higher price for the added amenities and cabin comfort, which is just a case of you get what you pay for. Anyway, if you need to see both of these cars in the metal, head down to Geely Marilao and Lynk Co Bulacan to check them out. Thanks for watching.